Alright guys, let's have a quick talk about what I did to Fravas' Jund token deck. So I think that this is the build around card. This is kind of where my mind is at. We're going to build around Raid Bombardment as a 4-of. Seemed to be the card that was, had the most synergy with what the deck was trying to do. So we're going to keep all 4 of these. Also, we're going to keep the 3 copies of Blasting Station because again, it's reach, it sacrifices your little dudes. So to me, those 7 cards are the core of what this deck wants to be. So with that in mind, I made all my tweaks with that in mind. That I'm building around these 7 cards. Don't do anything when they hit the battlefield really on their own. Obviously they need support. So for the rest of the card slots, I want to make sure that these cards get the support that they need. I don't want to top deck these cards and then like in the last game where I was top decking Spider Spotting and that sort of thing. I want a whole whack of weenies and I'm just going to fill my deck with them. So still got the 4 copies of Phyrexian Rager. I decided to keep black because I really like the cantrip creatures. I really like having 8 of those. I also added Greyborn Muse. Double black was a little bit harsh on the second turn for Bloodghast, so I cut that, and Greyborn Muse. Again, it's double black, but it's a 4-drop. It doesn't really have any synergy with the deck other than the fact that it's an aggro deck, and it wants to spend all of its mana and play out its hand really fast. So when you run out of gas, if you get disrupted, she gasses you back up. That's really the only synergy she has. She's just kind of a card advantage engine. Kept all 4 copies of Goblin Arsonist. Obviously, it's great here. This is my tech in the deck. So we're playing Raid Bombardment. So we want to swing with every single creature every single turn. So Goblin Shortcutter takes their best blocker, knocks them out, and develops our board. So it lets us force through damage. It lets us trigger Raid Bombardment. And it's 1 less creature that dies, so we can trigger Raid Bombardment next turn, and it's a 2-power creature to trigger Raid Bombardment on its own. It's also a really, really good answer to Baneslayer Angel. They drop that, and you're just like, sorry, I can't block, and then you just kill them. So another thing I added was Krenko's Command to shore up the curve a little bit. I think 8, 12, 16 looks a lot better than it did before, and also we've got 4 of these goblins, 4 Goblin token producers, and some. We've added the Goblin Rabble-Masters now. So there is kind of like a Goblin sub-theme to this Raid Bombardment deck. We are going to play again, the other colors. Young Wolf, obviously we kept that. It's very, very strong in this deck. Same thing with Visionary, Cantrip, and Thrinax, because, 3/3 for 3 is good, and you can crack it open, get 3 1/1s, and all sorts of cool stuff you can do with that. So that's the changes that I made to the deck. Not too crazy. I still decided to keep it at 22 lands since the curve only has a pair of 4 drops. It's still a lot of 3s. I kind of wanted to drop to 21, but I would want I would want 16 2s and 12 3s before I go down to 21. So I think we're good here. What I did to the mana base was took out all those tri-lands that didn't have our colors on them because of OCD. Obviously, we're playing 3 Savage lands. I decided to go with 6 tap lands total, so I just picked 1 of each of the on-color gates. And then with basics, I went 6 mountains, 5 swamps, 5 forests. So the amount of sources I've got are 11 red, 10 black, and 10 green. And if you'll notice, the only card in this entire deck that requires more than 1 of any single color are our 4-drops. So everything from 1 to 3 mana, and that's 36 cards, only require like a single black or a single red. So I went heavier on the red because we do have the most red cards. We've only got I think it's 9 black cards, yeah, and we've only got 11 green cards. But the green cards, you definitely want to get them out early. So anyway, that's what I did to the deck. I will probably post it up on NGA, and just so I can have a link for the video description, and we'll see you for a gameplay with this new list in a couple seconds. Alright guys, we're in the game 1 with the new list. Here we're looking at Savage lands and 3 other lands. We've got a Shortcutter, which we can play on turn 2, I guess, if we want to. But we do have a turn 3 Rabble-Master on the play and a Blasting Station. So I'm going to keep this because Rabble-Master. And excuse me, I really don't want to play the Shortcutter out on turn 2, but I will just to get a biker on the board if I have to. There's 4 of them in here. So let's see, we're playing against Fresh Kicks on Yo. The Nemesis starts off with Forest into Traveler's Amulet. He's playing a 61 card deck, if my math is right. Let's see if we pick up anything good off the top here. It is a Young Wolf, so I'm actually going to get that into play. and hang on to the short cutter. Get our second red in here. I'm not sure if it really matters between red and green there, since we don't have any double red or double green spells in the whole deck. But we do have more single red spells, I guess. So let's see what he does here now, because you know, the plan is to just jam a Rabble Master, and then probably a Blasting Station and save this short cutter for later on in the game when he finally sticks down a big blocker. So he looks to be playing mono green. So let's see what he fetches off the amulet and see if that's correct. No, it's a swamp. Okay, so it's not mono green. He's playing at least green and black. And we picked up a swamp here, so we'll get that into play. Now we can cast a Graveborn Muse if we draw it, but for, you know, just going to jam the Rabble Master here and swing 2. Yeah, and you know, depending on what we draw, it probably is just going to be Blasting Station next turn. But if we pick up a 2-drop, or if he puts down something big, we may just shortcut just to get a Rabble Master hit in. You know, because we got Station for reach later on. Depends what he does. So he plays obviously his swamp, and now he's going to cultivate. So we are going to get a Rabble Master hit. Interesting. So he's going pretty slow here. He's going to take some damage. You know, I mean, Palaka Worm is obviously the thing we're scared of here now. We got to kill him before that happens. If we get him low enough, oh, he's playing blue in the deck as well. Just saw an island go up into his hand. Here we drew a Raid Bombardment. So that's definitely going to be the play, because even though Goblin Rabble Master gets pumped by the other goblins, when he swings, he triggers Bombardment. So we're going to get 4 Bombardment triggers on this turn. So here we go. We get to create a Goblin. Swing with 4 2-power creatures, or less, whatever. Get 4 Bombardment triggers. So that's going to get him down to 14, and then he's going to take 7 and go all the way down to 7. And then if he puts a blocker down, we'll just shortcut it and kill him. So yeah, so that's 4 Bombardment triggers right there, and now he's taking 7, so that's a pretty big hit. There's you know, there's not much he can do here, really. There's very little that he's going to be able to do on 7 life to be able to come back from this. Pretty strong start. So there comes the island that we just saw. Taps out for Indulgent Tormentor, so he's just dead. You know, because we're just going to shortcut that and go past him. Not even sure we need the shortcutter, actually. No, I don't think we do. But we're going to play it, just because we can. So that can't block. And then we just get to swing with 5 guys. We get 5 Bombardment triggers and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So yeah, apparently Rabble Master and Bombardment, well, apparently Rabble Master is a good card. You know, I mean, that was the biggest omission, I think, in my opinion. But with Shortcutter too, letting you get hits in, I mean, it's going to be a fun couple of games. I think this deck has some promise. I don't even know if Blasting Station needs to be in the deck, to be honest. I was thinking about cutting it, but then I said, you know what, it's my thumbnail, kind of have to keep it. So yeah, that was a quick one. Our opponent just he Traveler's Amulet into Cultivate, into turn 4 Indulgent Tormentor, but then he was dead. So not the greatest thing in the world for him, but we'll take it and we'll try to find another game. All right, we'll see you in a couple seconds. All right, after that quick 4-minute debacle, let's look at a 5-lander with a pair of 3-drops on the play, though. I'm thinking back to that 6-lander that I kept yesterday, but we're on the play this time. Yesterday I was on the draw, and you know, we've got Thurnax and Rager, plus curve is a little bit better now. We've got 20 cards, 2 mana or less, that we could draw into, so I'm actually going to keep this one. I'm not a big fan of keeping a 5-lander in a deck like this, but like, you know, we got the cantrip and lots of 2-drops, so let's see. We're playing against turn 1 Train Caracal. Let's see if it's the mono white. Who are we playing against anyway? Skills 002. He's playing 68 plus 2. He's playing a 70 card pile. We picked up another land, so we're just going to drop Savage lands. But that's when you keep a 5 or 6 lander, you always draw land off the top. I wish someone would do the math on it over a long period of time, because it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's see. He looks to be mono white, and he's going down the Nimbus Wings road. We're going to have a hard time with that because we don't have any way to remove it. So he's just got a flying life-linking cat that we have to race, which is, it may be possible for us to race it. I don't know. You know, maybe we get a board so wide that he has to block. But I'm going to play the Rager here and draw a card. Next turn we can Wolf Thurnax. Picked up a short cutter, so if he decides at some point to keep his lifelinker home as a blocker, if we ever get that far ahead, I don't know, I don't see it coming, but I mean, that type of start, you know, Caracal in the wings against the deck that we have here now is really not much we can do. I mean, he's just going to gain 2 life every turn, and we're going to be hard pressed to beat that since we don't have any proper removal. I mean, we're going to have to get a blasting station and then pull off some crazy shenanigans to get that thing to go down. So here's another land, so let's just swing 2. See if he pops in a raised alarm to block it. If he does, I wouldn't mind that. I'd rather have them dead than swing him back at me because he's winning the race, obviously. So let's throw an axe. And let's wolf. So at least now we got 6 power on the board. So if he swings at us, you know, he's taking 4 every turn. But we're still taking the 2 per turn that we just can't block. So, and if he puts down armor ascension, we're just dead. He's going to play a Banisher Priest. Again, we can't remove that, so he's just going to take out our 3/3. So, yeah, dire straits. Dire straits against the mono white Train Caracal deck. Yeah, really need a blasting station. And, you know, and probably a Crinkles command to go with it just so we can untap it enough times to kill. Hey, thank you. We'll take the blasting station, okay. We'll take it. Now, I need to be able to hit that Caracal 3 times. Or do I Young Wolf and then sack something else? I think for now, I'm just going to swing. So we'll make this guy unblockable. Or not able to block him, sorry. And we'll hit him for 3. But a Crinkles command is going to let us deal with that Caracal, and that might turn the tide. So, actually, I mean, any creature? No. I'll wait to do the math. I'll actually pick something up. So let's see. Now, doubt he's going to swing in with the Priest because I'll definitely trade that Goblin Shortcutter for it. He's got a Crusader of Udric. That's going to be a 3/3. Half decent sized dude. I guess we could use his creatures, but. I need 3 to hit that Caracal. I need 3 triggers. 2 triggers. 3 creatures. And the reason I want a Crinkles command is because there's only 1 card. Even though it's 2 creatures, it's only 1 card. But, yeah, that life gain. Man, that's fucking adding up here. So let's see. It is a Young Wolf. So perhaps, what do we do here? Let's swing and see what he does. Then we can use Blasting Station, then we can untap it and upgrade our Young Wolves. Let's see how he blocks. So he's going to block the 3/3 on a 1/1. On a 1/1. So I guess sacrifice the Young Wolf. Like this. Yes, well, oh, I could have taken care of the cat. I'm a fucking idiot because Young Wolf comes back in. So now we'll play a Young Wolf. And with the Blasting Station trigger on the stack, so this is how I could have taken care of Train Caracal, which is what I should have done. But anyway, for now, we're just going to sacrifice this Young Wolf, kill this, untap the Blasting Station. So now we get a 3/3 back. Yes, and yes. But now we've got a decent board. You know, Blasting Station is not a card that I play with a whole lot. If I had remembered that the Young Wolf comes back in and triggers it, that's something that I got to keep in mind. That I can get an extra untapped trigger off of it, and I could have gotten actually 3 damage on that Caracal and taken care of it. And I could have definitely dealt with that Banished Priest later. Triplicate Spirits, you say? You're going to have to tap down your whole board and stop gaining life. And I'm going to swing at you with Reckless Abandon. How much power do I have on the board? I've got 11. He's got, well, I guess that powers up his Crusader of Udric, doesn't it? But we can handle that. Not if we keep drawing land, though. Kept a 5-lander. I mean, there's not much we can really say. How much are we looking at here? On the backswing. How much are we looking at on the backswing? 10. If he plays a creature, it's more than 10. So, let's swing with everybody. I can crack open that Sprouting Thrinax now that I have it back, actually, and get 3 more Blasting Station triggers. There's a lot here I've got to practice with. So let's just swing with everybody, see how he blocks first of all. But yeah, I can crack open that Thrinax, get a bunch of Blasting Station triggers, and clean up his board pretty good. So let's see what happens. He's just going to take every single bit of it. Okay. He's going to go to 8. So we're going to crack open. We're going to target a flyer. Going to sacrifice a Thrinax. It's going to get 3 Blasting Station triggers on the stack. Yes, we're going to untap it. As soon as we do, we're going to target another creature. Sacrifice one of our 1/1s. And then it's going to untap again. And then we're going to hit another flyer. Sacrifice a 1/1. Take care of that. Untap the station. Take care of that. So goodbye, Triplicate Spirits. We've got a chump blocker, and we're ahead in the race. He may actually keep that that lifelinker back. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And we shrunk his Crusader of Udric down to a 2/2. Still think I could have played this a lot better. He's putting an Ethereal Armor where? Motherfuck you, I can't do anything about that. That's a lot of fucking life. Ah, motherfuck. So we got a 4/5 first striking Vigilant lifelinker. Oh, it's not Vigilant. Oh, I guess that's something. Wow, yeah, that 4 life is going to be pretty fucking huge. Shit, man. Gonna need a serious top deck here. Graveborn Muse. I mean, something, I guess. So let's see how much damage he's willing to take here. Can we kill him? I mean, we're coming at him for 9. Wonder what, could he have a safe passage in his hand? Definitely could have played this whole game better. That Kargal should be dead. That should be dead. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what he decides to do here. He's going to block the Rager. So am I okay with it? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Or do I sacrifice the Rager to throw 1 at his face? No, we'll take it. Damn, that 4 life gain though. If he has another enchantment, we're just dead. But I'm gonna put down the Graveborn Muse, draw 2 cards next turn, and hopefully be able to kill him. So let's hope we don't die this turn. So I think it's possible we can kill him if we don't die. Nimbus Wings is another enchantment, another power plus another power. That's 6. So we're down to 1 as it stands. Does he have any way, like a Swift Justice or anything? Does he have a way to kill us? 6 life for him? No, he's... Oh, we're going to die to a Graveborn Muse trigger. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to sacrifice. Whoops. Deal it to players. Deal it to skills. And we'll sacrifice the Graveborn Muse so we don't die to it. And still not enough. Is it enough to kill him? Well, let's just swing here. That'll be 7. We're going to need to pick up a cheap creature here. I think we can do it if we pick up a cheap creature. Alright, let's go players. Sacrifice our 1/1. Then let's Visionary. Untap the Blasting Station if we get a cheap critter. we can have enough blasting station triggers to kill him. So yes, we'll untap it. Here it is. Here it is. It is a Krinkos command. That's good. So let's sacrifice. Let's sacrifice the Visionary. Shoot one at his face. Let's play the Krinkos command. Lucky that we picked that up there. Yes. Players, skills, sacrifice a fresh goblin, and kill him. Anyways, I was really lucky to win that game. I played it poorly. I did. I played that game really poorly. I still got I haven't played with Blasting Station a whole lot. Basically, not at all. I did have it in a Boros deck that I played maybe 10 to 15 games with, but definitely got to practice that card a little bit and get used to the triggers and that sort of thing. The interaction with Young Wolf is something I got to keep in mind. I missed that. So yeah, I managed to win though. Like I say, I mean, I picked up enough triggers for it that I could sacrifice my team to finish him off. So yeah, got lucky, I guess. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for some more gameplay tomorrow.